Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Masioma Augustine, and if you are here for your first time, just remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that when I upload a video similar to this one, you are in that position to be notified. So today I'm going to react to one of the videos which was done by At Whatever Podcast, and there's this man who is like giving an ambiguous advice to some ladies who asked what should a woman actually do when she finds herself, probably they have been married within a short period of time, and she finds herself in an abusive relationship. And the kind of advice which she was given, I believe it's going to be one of the most disastrous kind of advice you can give to an individual, whether it's your friends, neighbor, even an enemy. So let's listen to this video and probably make your own recommendation. What do you think about this individual? What advice, the advice he was giving, was it legit, or he was just mumbling words out of his mouth without really getting into a lot of thought about what he was saying? So let's do it.
When they're like 18, 19, 20, a year into the relationship, it gets really, really abusive. Even though it might be rare from what you guys think, if it would happen, what would you recommend for those people? Would they divorce, or do you want them to keep going in the relationship?
Keep going.
You can't divorce. That's not a real thing.
Even though it might be like physically abusive?
You gotta endure. People are too.
You want to stick in the
People
relationship?
are just.
So what the advice they are giving to this young lady, not actually the young lady, but let's say the general population, because I as an individual have come to watch this episode from a different world. So there are so many people who are coming across this information, and let's see, these two young men, not actually young men, these two men, the kind of advice they are giving out to the population is that you should endure violence, you should endure domestic violence, which is kind of unrealistic. What do we all agree that in whichever relationship each and every one of us is in, whether it's your family member relationship, whether it's your friends, there are some disagreements which come now and again, and people need to find some ways on which they're going to navigate through those relationships. But when it comes to marriage, also there are kind of those disagreements, but when it reaches to that point of violence, then and you're going to give out some advice that you should endure those violence. For me, where I've come from and what I've seen around the society is some people have been engaged in those abusive relationships, and some of them have been killed, and some of them have incurred serious injuries, and some have even gotten out of those marriages after those serious injuries, and they are saying actually it's not worth it to endure an abusive relationship, an abusive marriage. So if they are going to give this advice to young people outside there that you should endure an abusive relationship, then I believe as a community we are losing some kind of a direction, we are losing some kind of a route which should not happen in our today's society. So let's continue.
People are just.
I mean, look,
people
I'm gonna be
nowadays
honest.
are just.
For anyone
Situation.
that might be in that situation, what would you recommend?
Okay,
Endure.
here's- I'll tell
Would
you
they
what.
give
I'll,
up
I'll tell you what.
divorce?
I use such an extreme example that I can't give a prescription for what other people should do.
What about if two people get married, they have a kid, and then the wife starts cheating? Do you think they should divorce?
Jesus himself said in cases of adultery, divorce is
So you think that
permissible.
divorce is worse than physical abuse?
For the
Or
children.
cheating, sorry. You think that cheating is worse than physical abuse?
For the children, yes.
So I believe more especially this gentleman, I don't know even what the name of him is actually saying some of the stuff. It's as if he's not thinking through what he's saying. He's just saying endure for the good of children, yes, for the good of children, yes. But he hasn't given a good thought to, for instance, or I believe that probably cheating is not allowed in marriage. It's not something which is supposed to be done in marriage. And if you genuinely had a kind of a love relationship, and even you kind of pushed yourself from having some dates somewhere, and now you have decided to have a marriage, and which you have certified, and you have taken some oaths before an audience, then I believe cheating should not be among your things which you are going to discuss in your marriage. But let's say if it happens, then I believe in a way, for a good environment of kids, you can't compare when your spouse cheats and when it's an abusive relationship. If it's an abusive relationship, or I believe it's not good for an environment. And all we agree is that for a kid to grow into a full person, to grow to a better human being, both parents are needed. But if you compare which is the best scenario, if someone finds you cheating, or when you are in an abusive relationship where violence is the norm of the day, then I believe somehow cheating may kind of make less damage to kids, and if it's not something which brings chaos to a family compared to when a relationship is made of chaos. So yeah, probably I'm wrong. It's not something which is allowed, but for me, I tend to believe that in a relationship where violence is the norm, and where some cheating is done, and it's because I believe in a relationship, cheating cannot be done in a public way, such that even your kids are aware of their parents or their mom cheating or their father cheating. But when it comes to violence, it's something which is done so publicly. It's English as a foreign language. So I believe it's more convenient to kind of rear children in an environment where it's of less violence compared to maybe when you're a cheat. What am I saying? It's okay to grow. It's a good environment, a better environment to grow or to build a family where some cheating is done compared to where some physical violence is actually done. I may be wrong, but that's kind of I trying to make some sense out of this video.
Yes.
I think I'm not going to
Okay,
say
no,
this is worse.
divorce
I mean,
is worse for the children.
If there's someone that's very like,
So divorce is worse for the children, but there are some relationships where actually some divorce, not actually divorce, but a marriage is even not worth for children, because if it's an abusive relationship, people are fighting, then it's better to have a divorce than just having a relationship which is not taking you anywhere. So that's kind of my overall movement, overall analysis of this video clip. I would like your thoughts. What are your thoughts concerning a relationship? What's the best advice this gentleman should have given to this young lady? Should she endure, or should she get out of that relationship immediately? My name has been Monsieur Mangasin. If you haven't subscribed, just subscribe. See you in my next episode. Endure.